Welcome to our weekly stand up. Today is Monday, June 3rd. We'll start with the technology. How's it going, Andler?
So I have some few updates there. First, I'm going to start with Dbor. Luckily, we have some updates on the smart contract, and we did the test runs. We found out some new issues on the smart contract, which has been reported, and we are coordinating to work together within this week. So one of the issues actually is related with the Chengra if updates, which I'm going to check. I have to check the DWAR update, DWAR configuration, if we're reading the information. So I gotta check that within this week. Besides that, we have been working on some variants designed for Bitlauncher, but that's still in progress between design and development. So we are looking to move forward starting the middle of this week and working for the next 2 weeks for that. And for security, no new updates, just incentivizing the team to use the Bitcash emails. I have been removing other emails from the team access tool access, and that's the only updates so far. Multi-signatures is still on hold for now due to time, but it is still in target.
Okay, anything with the app, the wallet?
Nothing new, same status as the other day.
All right, so let's just go to marketing. Unfortunately, Telegram, I don't think we'll be able to recover. So instead of doing our initial outreach where we were going to add a bunch of people in different groups into ours and try to promote using that strategy, Telegram's really too restrictive, so they shut down our account. So I think right now we'll just focus on Discord, and unfortunately we'll have to shift resources away from a Telegram promotion into just other activities. But it's okay. It'll help us focus a little bit with at least our community management. It would be nice to set up a Telegram channel eventually, but I think for now we can just work on Discord. Coinband, there's no real progress there other than just setting up the KOL outreach and likely after the PR. Just an update. I went to Consensus. I met with the people I think who would be good for the PR. They're called Chainwire. I didn't realize, but there's a marketing agency called Market Across. They're pretty well known in this industry, and they actually are the ones behind Chainwire. So they're connected to a lot of publications, and so it seems like a really good approach. But I'll talk a little bit more about that. But the PRs is to me like the main outreach, and then we'll do KOLs after. The reason why is if we have broad outreach, just giving everyone equal opportunity to participate, I think that's fair. We don't want to focus on all these variety of channels where maybe people start to learn about our pre-sale before others. So with a PR that goes out to the pretty much the world saying, hey, we have a pre-sale and this is what we're all about. It gives everyone equal opportunity. So the PR comes first, KOLs right after that is a good strategy. CrowdTamer for ads, I feel like I wish we could actually test a little bit earlier to make sure that we could test titles on our ads and maybe use that for our press release, but we may start to just use ads afterwards. So anyway, so I'm going to sign a contract within the next couple of days for CrowdTamer for ads. We continue to do Twitter, YouTube shorts, social media. We're starting to ramp that up. We'll probably focus a little bit more towards like our pre-sale rather than just general content eventually, since our pre-sale is scheduled to be June 15th. I'll discuss a little bit more about the timing later. But so anyways, we did an interview, I think it was last week. I think we did an interview Monday before Consensus, and we got some shorts out. But otherwise, I was busy with Consensus, just connecting and meeting people, and there are a variety of different things. But that's pretty much our marketing. Let me see. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for marketing. But I want to talk about the dates a little bit later in our business and operations section, because we may have to delay it a little bit. And there's just a kind of a bottleneck I have on the business and operations. So we could talk about that next. So with business and operations, I've been talking to the kind of the legal company that has been helping out with our entity structure strategy. It's a little bit on the cost effective side. It's really why I chose this going this path where we don't have to spend as much for lawyers because it could get really expensive, right? Since I'm pretty familiar with legal matters, I was like, okay, let's try to be cost conscious. There's pros and cons about this approach. It's cost effective, but sometimes it's good to have the proper design and like the kind of quality advisory. And maybe I'm just not understanding the exact details of the structure, but I feel like I'm a little bit hesitant now, at least at this moment, with the current entity structure. I think it may be fine, but I'm just a little concerned that it may not cover some of the edge cases that we might need for our particular situation. So anyway, so I did meet a couple other law firms at Consensus that I'll at least get a second opinion on. So I want to get their second opinions to see if we can really go the more cost effective route. It's always a balance because you don't want to spend too much, right, on legal. You can fix things maybe later on if you need to, and especially if you have funding or more funding. So it's not the end of the world if you make a few mistakes, but I do want the structure to be pretty probably sufficiently strong. So anyway, so it's just a balance because these
Yeah,
if you go the proper route, you're talking like let's say 50K or something. And if you go like the cost effective route, you could get under 20K. So anyway, so
yeah.
I'm just hesitant to. What happens is because of this, we're a little bit delayed with. I feel like we're trying to do a pre-sale, we're trying to do a token launch later in the year, and if we don't have the entity structure quite there yet, or there's uncertainty, I feel like we probably need to push it back a little bit with a pre-sale. So anyway, so that was the big issue with everything. I think the legal thing was the biggest question I have. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot of
yeah,
challenges to go through, and yeah, I think we will get there.
yeah.
We're getting
Yeah, so I'll get double like second and third opinions and to make sure. And if we had to go the more expensive route, we'll do that. But I'm still trying to really identify the details of what we need. Anyway, so that's the business side. In terms of cost too, in terms of budgets, we got our Google Cloud bill. So I think we're this is what we discussed earlier. We should really look into Akash to try to keep our budget down. We're not raising a lot of money, so we have to keep lean. And I think it's okay to
yeah.
just keep lean until we eventually find product market fit. So really finding ways to save money is really important for us. So
I
anyways,
agree.
so in terms of business operations, I'll have to sit down and look at all our expenses. I've been a little bit behind on that, but I just realized, hey, our cloud bills are very expensive right now, and we want to minimize that. And Kosh seems like a good solution there. And they're Web3 crypto, so they've been around for a long time, and they have a good reputation.
Yeah, that looks good.
Investor outreach, it's not a high priority, but we do have a company that can help us get a list of angel investors that we can filter down and be able to reach out to, whether through email or cold calls, whatever it is, we can get a list. And it's not a high priority, but I think it'll be good to work with them and just pay for them to be able to help us with filtering a huge investor list down to ones that can potentially invest in either a pre-sale or a token sale or maybe future rounds, but more of those that are smaller investors since we're not really targeting VCs. One other thing with Consensus, I even talking to a few of them, I could already know that VCs are too big for what we're looking for. We're like seed, pre-seed stage. Really, even it's a good discussion just to get their feedback, but really like for practical purposes, VCs are not really a good target in terms of having conversations. Maybe in the future, maybe a year down the road, but not now. One other thing, we do have a Twitter strategy I forgot to mention for the marketing side where we can have this guy DM Twitter users, verified
Uh-huh.
users with verified accounts. And so it was a kind of a random outreach. A guy randomly reached out to us on our Twitter. I think it's actually a really good strategy. We'll see how it goes, but so we'll add that to our list of marketing outreach. So that's pretty much it for marketing and business and operations. On the community side, Discord is what we're going to have to rely on. Any update on any of the bots or
Just a small update. I noticed that we weren't doing the YouTube announcements. So I added the last week the YouTube announcement on Bitcash and Bitlauncher community. Now everyone are up to date with our channels, Twitter and YouTube. I updated a little bit the message just to stand out a little bit more and thinking to not tag everyone. Just put in the news there. We can discuss that
Yeah, it
offline.
looks good. It looks good. I think the YouTube thumbnails, I was hoping to see that more on our Discord channel, but when I look at it, it looks good. And then we see the thumbnails for at least Bitlauncher looked good. Let me see. So Twitter, okay, we'll discuss this offline, but it's good to see at least the YouTube content being posted.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
cool.
looking good.
All right, so I
And
think anything else on community?
nothing else. Just being reach out with the Nigeria community with the Bitlauncher app as usual every week. We sometimes get requests or questions, but our moderators are up to date with that and checking if there's new applications, KYC applications from Bitcash wallet. So
Yeah, can
still with that.
can
Yep.
you also like we should give weekly updates on the numbers there, and I requested a Nick to check on how many new KYC users we have,
We have
last
some
week.
views outside
Okay,
from Nigeria, but yeah, we can display that. We can
okay,
work on that during this week, and so we can do it as part of the routine, weekly
okay.
routine.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be good to know. It'd be good to know because
Okay.
that's gonna be our one of our key metrics soon. All right, I guess that's a wrap. We'll yeah chat in the coming days, and hopefully Gobble will join us maybe Wednesday or Friday. So
Mhm.
all
Sounds
right,
good.
all right. See you next time.